Welcome to another video from Gweilo 60. Today I'm going to be talking about a couple of different things. But first I want to ask a question. There's a number of people in Nanning that have said, hey, I'm in Nanning, I'm in Nanning, I'm in Nanning. I actually met Leon, an Australian guy, just the other day, and he was talking about a Gary, and they watch my stuff on a regular basis, I guess. But I was thinking about having a meetup in Nanning somewhere in the near future, if there's enough people that are interested in meeting Gweilo 60 in person and having some beers and shooting the shit a little bit. So if you're interested in doing something like that, put a comment in the comment section below and I'll set it up. If you want to be there, I'll be there. Anyway, that's not what this video is about. I've been watching the rhetoric. Oh, and it just keeps getting thicker and thicker and thicker. Trump, in all of his glory and abilities, he's going to ban TikTok if they don't sell to an American company in the next 45 days. Well, okay, well, yeah, because, and Pompeo has laid it out really good on Fox News, because, get this, the Chinese Communist government can take the information off of TikTok and save it. They can take your face. They can take your information. They can take your name and your age and all of these different things. Okay, well that's fine. But couldn't they do that off Facebook? Just go to Facebook and get that information? Couldn't they take that off of Twitter? Couldn't they take that off of WhatsApp or Snapchat or any of these different online platforms? Or do you think it's just that TikTok had so many hits in the first 3 months that it was big competition for their platforms, their apps in the United States? Maybe, maybe not. Or could it be that remember back at, I think it was Tulsa, Oklahoma, Trump's rally in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and all of the kids on TikTok ate up all of the tickets, so when he got there, there was nobody there, like half of the stand was empty. So in fact, and you Forrest Gump watchers will get that, TikTok done wrecked his Black Panther party. You know what I mean? Like, and this is how trivial the American government is getting on this. Well, TikTok, they can do this. Well, what about WeChat? Oh, WeChat, you're banned 45 days. Well, and I'm not sure whether WeChat really gives a rat's ass, because it is used by every person. I'm telling you, every person with a cell phone in China. So 1.4 billion users, and it's probably got more around the world. I haven't looked at the statistics, but the idea that WeChat is being banned by the United States, well, and it will, because WeChat's not going to sell anything to anybody, and that's just the way it is. TikTok, well, Microsoft, I think it was today, said they're no longer interested in buying TikTok. So there goes the only person or the only corporation with the money and the guts to buy something that is being banned by Trump. And it goes back to the rhetoric of the idea that if Donald Trump does not create a bad guy in the world, China, then he's not going to get reelected, because he has screwed everything up so badly with the COVID, with the economy, with just the trivial rhetoric. And Pompeo tells all of these things to you. Watch this.
I was the CIA director. We lied, we cheated, we stole. It was like we had entire training courses. It reminds you of the glory of the American experiment.
Pompeo tells you TikTok can steal your stuff. Well, can you believe this guy? He lies, he cheats, he steals, he admits to it. Then he goes and he does these things again and again and again. And this is his job. You got to understand it. He's there to be the mouthpiece for Trump. And if things fall apart, he's there to be the fall guy for Trump. And that's just it. but you see, it starts at Trump, it goes to Pompeo, it goes to Fox News, it goes to people like Serpent ZA and Lao 86. You know, just the rhetoric that all of these people throw out there, and it's all the same thing. You know, we love the Chinese people, but we hate the CCP or the CPC or whatever you want to call it. Communist China, the Chinese Communist government, in all of their government rhetoric now, it's the Chinese Communist Party is going to get your information. They are going to use this. The Chinese Communist Party is going to, you know, they always stick that in there. I talked about the wording and how they use it to manipulate you as a viewer. And this is a common thing now. And if you're educated enough, and if you've seen this enough, then you'll understand that that's just the way it is. This is how they talk, and they talk this way to manipulate you as a viewer. I've been putting out a lot of travel videos over the last couple of months. You know, since summer hit, we've been to the Vietnam border 3 times. We've been up to Chongqing for a week. We've been around, and probably not going to slow down anytime soon. But I've been neglecting part of my viewership, and I understand that. People want to not only see China, but they want to understand what a foreigner in China sees with all of the political rhetoric, with all of the China bashing, with all of the economic competition that's happening between the Western world, what they call the free world. Well, if you're in lockdown in Florida or lockdown in California, you're not thinking it's a free world. You're wishing that you were in China where nobody's wearing masks. We're out doing exactly what we did a year ago because there is no COVID-19 here, and because the government took care of it. Freedom only goes so far when you're in a pandemic, guys. Now the Western world is looking at it and saying, oh, what did Trump say? Because China did this. China made it. China did that. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, holy living moly. This is what he said.
Why do you keep calling this the Chinese virus? There are reports of dozens of incidents of bias against Chinese Americans in this country. Your own aide, Secretary Azar, says he does not use this term. He says ethnicity does not cause the virus. Why do you keep using this? A lot of people say it's racist.
It's not racist at all. No, not at all. It comes from China. That's why. It comes from China. I want to be accurate.
Okay, now you understand the mentality of the people at the top in the United States. Somebody like Trump, that he has to blame somebody. He can't blame himself. I'm perfect. I can't do anything wrong. You know, my brain is so big. I know everything. But obviously, it's bullshit. And you know, the people in the United States are starting to see that. They're not as happy with him as they used to be. When everything is unicorn farts and fairy tales, it's all good and everybody's making money. But as soon as there's a problem, he has no way of understanding how to deal with it. He's not a politician. He doesn't have a clue how to quarantine. He put in rules and regulations to save people's lives. You've got millions of people that are sick. You've got hundreds of thousands of people that have passed away because of this. You look at a place like China, that hasn't happened. South Korea. You look at you know, lots of places around the world. Ooh, and I heard from my brother-in-law today in British Columbia, over 1,000 new cases. They're blaming a lot of it on the United States, people traveling across the border. Well, we're going home to Alaska. Well, that's bullshit. They're coming across the border to go vacationing, and they don't give a rat's ass about the Canadians that are going to get sick. They're not giving a rat's ass about anybody but themselves. So I think that Canada should just shut that frickin' border down, and that's the end of it. But you see, it all trickles down from the top. If the leaders of that country don't take anything seriously, and life is expendable, you're just collateral damage as far as the American government is concerned, well, then the people at the state level think the same way. The people at the municipal level, you know, think the same way. Then your local Joe and Mary think the same way. So it all starts with leaders, and when you've got a leader like Trump, nobody gives a rat's ass about anything except for themselves. And you see that with people crossing the border into Canada. You see that people going to the beaches. You see people refusing to wear masks. How dare you ask me to wear a mask? I'm offended by that. You know what I mean? Like the bullshit that you guys have to go through over in the United States. Only the good guys. The bad guys are the ones that listen to Trump because, you know, it's a racist rhetoric thing. China's bad. But where did this all come from? I know, I'm ranting again. Is that brandy? My goodness gracious me. But where does this all come from? Okay, well, we're going to try to economically throttle China. Yes, how do we do that? Well, we put tariffs on them. We start a trade war. We ban Huawei and ZTE. Yeah, ZTE Corp. We ban TikTok. We ban Wechat. And this is the first time, get this, this is the first time that the United States followed India instead of India following the United States. So Trump is shilling for Modi. Get out of here. First time ever. Anyway, because they banned like 59 apps already in India, and you know, the Americans are saying, okay, is this going to work? Is this, you know what I mean? Is this going to work? But anyway, I regress once again. So with the tariffs and the trade war and you know, banning this and banning that, attacking Huawei, arresting Meng Wanzhou, you know, not selling chips to China and then getting everybody else. You can't, if it's our technology, you can't sell it to China either. So whatever they can do to throttle the economy of China. But you see, they don't understand that China has 1.4 billion consumers. They've got 1 out of every 5 consumers in the world. Plus, they have friends in Russia, they have friends in North Korea, they have friends in Iran. North Korea and Iran, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but they have ties with these people. They have inroads in places like Africa and South America, even Europe, you know, Central America. They've got, you know, so they've got friends around the world where, what is the United States doing? They're tariffing Canadians, they're tariffing, you know, everybody. It's only about themselves. What they're doing is they're segregating themselves. You know, they're out of the TPP. They're, you know, they walked away from the WHO. They, you know, they're segregating their asses from the rest of the world. So how things have changed. Now China's coming out of that and becoming a world power, a very, very wealthy world power also. As the States is going down into the toilet because they've overspent, they spent too much on their military, they're cutting ties rather than gaining ties in the economic world out there. And this is where all of this rhetoric comes from. If they don't blame China for all of their woes, well, it makes it look like they failed instead of China making them fail. But it's basically the same thing. Is like you're failing, and everybody knows it. Everybody sees the violence in the streets of America. Everybody sees the poor homeless people living in tents. Everybody sees the drug addicts on the streets of LA, San Francisco, Seattle, Tacoma, you know, Houston to Chicago, to basically everywhere in the United States. People see the segregation between the blacks and the whites. They see the Black Lives Matter. They see the civil unrest of it all in the United States. And this is the type of people that are trying to tell the Eastern world how to live their lives. And it's just not working for them. They can send all the rhetoric around that they want, but the educated people, the people that know better, the Canadians, the Germans, the English, the educated ones, the ones that haven't already made up their minds, are looking at this saying, oh no, you know, this isn't right. And the Daniel Dumbros of the world, the Leonoli Barretts of the world, the Alex from Reporterfied Media, the Matt from JO Nation, the Amy from Blondie in China, the Nico from Nico, The Jerrys from South Africa, from This Is China, to Jonathan from Numus, to Gweilo 60, to all of these people that live in China. We see it. We see China as just a regular country. Do they have an authoritarian government? Yes, they do. Does it work for China? Yes, it does. With 1.4 billion people, if they didn't have control of the country like they do, it would be a freaking gong show, just like the United States is, just like Canada's turning, just like the European Union's turning, just like, you know what I mean? So to hold on to power in the United States, Trump and his little sidekick Pompeo and all of the other people that spout propaganda, and basically that's what it is. It's none of it's true. They make it up in their minds and they spout it to you over Fox News, over whatever type of medium that they want to spout it over, and they expect you to believe it. And a lot of you do. And it's not going to end nicely for anybody in the world if people just keep propagating hate and division with especially the two largest economic countries in the world, and probably the two largest military powers in the world as it sits right now. What can you gain from this? Another presidency for another 4 years at the expense of what and how many lives and how much hate, how many dollars, how many businesses lost, how many people unemployed, how many people without a home, how many people shot in the streets, how many more people on drugs because they've given up hope, how many, you know what I mean? It's just bad for everybody, not only in the United States, not only in China, but people in El Salvador, to Argentina, to the Congo, to anywhere in the world. And it's perpetrated by one person, Donald Trump. And that's another video, that's another rant, and that's probably not going to get me any brownie points with a lot of you viewers out there. But I watch this shit day in and day out on the news here in China and around the world. I get Google News, I get CNN, I get Fox, I get whatever I want here. And I look at this stuff and I think, holy frickin' moly, do people actually believe this Pompeo turd? Do people actually understand what Trump's doing when he says China exported the virus to our doorstep? Do they really understand what's going on? Anyway, that's another video from Gweilo 60. If you like this video, as always, like, comment, subscribe, push that share button. Thanks for watching. Hit the bell, resubscribe. I'm getting lots of people saying I've been unsubscribed over and over and over again. So just hit that button once again. And never forget to put a couple bucks in the children's Patreon account. It's for a good cause. Poor rural Chinese children, they just need a helping hand, and we can help them. Help me help them. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Bye now.